上面。然后你们有和我有
我为了多节省时间，我们现在已经开始上班了。勤工俭学，然后报批班。可以的。这个已经比较。
所以我的东西，因为你们市场很多同学都在
so my clock's already 2 minutes. I did not hear the bell. How we start? Usually I hear the bell, but the bell's in the other building, right? I didn't hear. Two already. Alright, so you guys know that this is your class here, right? And I just wanted to mention that here now nobody did the assignment yet, right? So let me show the other class. For example, this is the class D05, 3, 4 students. 3 students did it here. The other class, just one, class 3. Here we have a lot of students. They did already the assignment, right? Class number 2, just one, just a few. A lot of students here. Class 1. So class 1, they did a lot of students did the assignment. But in your class, D06, no one yet. I just want to remind you that you have until the end of this month, right? So you only have 19 days to do it. Okay? Don't leave the assignment for the last day. Right? Because in the last day, if something goes wrong, your phone broke, your computer is not working, internet is not working, I need 1 more day to do the assignment. No, I will not give you 1 more day. Is that okay? I'm just reminding you, right? So you have only 19 more days to do the assignment, right? Yes, do you remember the assignment, right? So the assignment, let me just show you again. Assignments here. Assignments. You remember, right? So this is the book test. One of the assignments, first assignment book test. And the other one is the blog post about the book test. You remember? The first day I told you about the assignment. But there's been 1 month and 10 days, nobody did it yet. If you don't do it, you're going to miss the grades. And that will not give you more time. You only have 19 days. This is just me reminding you, okay? Do you guys have any questions about this? Any questions? Alright. I also put in the class group, right? So the class group, if you go to the class group. So class D06 here. My last message, right? So happy holidays last week, right? And also I put the links for the 2 assignments in the class group as well. So I'm reminding you, okay? But I see nobody did it yet. So okay. Okay, let's go in here. Alright, I'll do the assignment. I'll do the attendance. Alright, number 1. Here. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, not here. Okay. 30, 32, 32, not here. 33, 34, 03, 13. go to page 42 in your books, page 42.
Questions 1 and 2 are based on what you have just heard.
Alright, so we're going to do the part 5, page 42. So we're going to hear a clip and then we're going to be asking you a question. Please participate. This is not a final exam. You can be wrong, no problem. So after you guys give me your letter A, letter B, you check your answers. So, but please try to do yourself instead of just relaxing waiting for me to tell you the answer, right? Every time, I only have a few students participating. I want all of you, teacher, we want, the answer is this. So try to do it. All right, so this is number 1, so worldwide business. Do you guys know what you are, right? So okay? Yes.
News 1. Worldwide business.
Questions 1 and 2 are based on the news report you have just heard.
Recent research has found that, as a result of cultural misunderstandings, 70% of international business ventures fail. There are many reasons for this. Different cultures use different actions and words to convey respect to superiors. Furthermore, some cultures are very rule-based when it comes to business. Others might prefer to build a relationship before doing business. This can lead to mistrust or frustration between two parties. Even when cultures are not physically working in the same building, misunderstandings can occur. For example, a slogan or product name may mean something completely different in two different countries. A product name may be terrific in one country, but sound derogatory in another. Professionals in the field of intercultural communication agree that we might need to deviate from our own culture to succeed.
Alright, question number 1. According to the news report, what can lead to mistrust and frustration when it comes to business? Okay, let's listen to this part again, okay?
Banner.
4. How? 3. News 1. Worldwide business.
Questions 1 and 2 are based on the news report you have just heard.
Recent research has found that, as a result of cultural misunderstandings, 70% of international business ventures fail. There are many reasons for this. Different cultures use different actions and words to convey respect to superiors.
Now is your answer. The answer is right here.
Furthermore, some cultures are very rule-based when it comes to business. Others might prefer to build a relationship before doing business. This can lead to mistrust or frustration between two parties.
So this can lead to mistrust and frustration. So that's your answer. So what's the letter containing this answer? C. Very good. So letter C. Cultural norms around the rule-based or relationship-based business venture. Okay, let's go to number 2. So what might be needed to succeed according to the professionals in the field of intercultural communications? So what do you need to succeed? Huh? D, you guys agree? I don't want her to be the only student, okay, participating. Is it D? So this is here in the end. So let's listen to the end here.
Different in two different countries. A product name may be terrific in one country, but sound derogatory in another. Professional communication agree that we might need to deviate from our own culture to succeed.
So they agree that we might need to deviate, right, from our own culture. So letter D, correct. Okay, so do you want to see an example? For example, in my country, there is a car, a few years ago, there's a car manufacturer that named the name of the car Nova. So Nova in Brazilian or Portuguese means don't go, right? So they, for example, what does it mean Nova, right? So in other countries, they don't understand Portuguese, but it means, okay, Nova seems a good name. But in Brazil, it's not a good name because it means don't go, right? How can you buy a car, the brand of the car means don't go, right? So this is about language, culture, differences. It's very interesting. I don't know how many times you come across the difference between one country and the other, right? Like some gestures or words, they can be very different from one culture to the other. All right, so let's go to the news number 2.
And used a formal apology to China. The apology came after an advertising campaign received backlash. The advertisements featured a Chinese woman trying to eat pizza and pasta with chopsticks. In the background, the narrator speaks with authority to teach her how to eat the food. Over 1/3 of all spending on luxury goods around the world comes from China. Dolce & Gabbana has assured their buyers that this sort of behavior will not happen again, and that they are deeply sorry. The company's apology aims to prevent them from losing the support of the lucrative Chinese market. 5. According to the article, News 2.
Okay, what was Dolce & Gabbana apologizing for? You guys know Dolce & Gabbana? The girls? You guys know? It's a famous brand, right? Huh? Yes, despising Chinese culture. Okay, let's understand that. So what is Dolce & Gabbana? What does Dolce & Gabbana sell? Huh? They sell cosmetics, right? For beautifying, to like a cosmetics, right? Usually, so Dolce & Gabbana, what they're apologizing for despising the culture. A lot of the students sometimes they feel, they're apologizing because they. Okay, let's put it here. This is the answer.
The apology came after an advertising campaign received backlash. The advertisements featured a Chinese woman trying to eat pizza and pasta with chopsticks. In the background, the narrator speaks with authority to teach her how to eat the food.
Did you try to eat pizza with chopsticks? Yes? Is it okay? Yeah, we use hand. But for example, in my country, most of the time we use a knife and fork, right? So chopsticks not very good to pick up the pizza, right? Not very good. So it's very hard to eat pizza with the chopsticks, right? So, and then, for example, in China, you use chopsticks a lot, right? Because the food is suitable to eating with the chopsticks, right? And then comes a messing up. You say, kind of making fun of this Chinese person eating with the chopsticks. So, would you be happy to somebody make fun of you? For example, somebody making fun of you, right? So this is not happy. So the Chinese people, they didn't like what Dolce & Gabbana are doing to the Chinese, right? So, and they can stop buying from Dolce & Gabbana. What happens when they stop buying? The profit of the company goes down, right? So no company likes that. So then the company apologize for disrespecting the culture. So letter B is the answer, right? So the advertising featured a Chinese woman trying to eat pizza pizza and pasta with a chopstick. In the background, the narrator speaks with authority to teach her how to eat food. So this is not about eating food, it's about the culture, right? Because here we use chopsticks. Okay, letter B is the correct answer. Number 4, words luxury spending comes from China. This is right here.
Over 1/3 of all spending on luxury goods around the world comes from China. 2. Over 1/3 of all spending on luxury goods around the world comes from China.
So how much of the world spending of luxury comes from China? 1/3. So letter A. 1/3, letter A. Any questions? Number 3.
News 3. Culture clash in the ICU.
Questions 5 to 7 are based on the news report you have just heard.
As of late, intensive care units, ICU, across Canada have seen a rise in legal cases. These cases stem from religious or cultural beliefs that clash with regular protocol. For example, one Edmonton family took the hospital to court to fight the decision to take the father off life support. The family cited Islamic law to defend their case. The argument of sanctity of life is upheld by many Muslim, Middle East, Chinese, Christian and Orthodox Jewish families. Hospitals in the West, however, take a more scientific and practical view. They will not keep a person alive if further treatment is unlikely to produce positive results. Spiritual and religious beliefs, often tied to culture, are often at odds with scientific medical practice. 8. News 3.
Okay, according to the article, why are the ICUs facing more legal problems? The answer is in the beginning, right here.
Culture clash in the ICU.
Questions 5 to 7 are based on the news report you have just heard.
As of late, intensive care units, ICU, across Canada have seen a rise in legal cases. These cases stem from religious or cultural beliefs that clash with regular protocol. Religious or cultural beliefs that clash with regular protocol.
So what's the reason ICU are having problems? That's the answer right here.
Religious or cultural beliefs that clash with regular protocol.
So that's the answer. So what letter is the answer? D, right? Cultural beliefs that clashes with the... letter D. Because cultural clash when it comes to decisions about preserving life, right? So what does it mean, clash? Right? Clash, like this, right? So you don't agree, like it's not agreeing, like it's clashing, right? Alright. Number 6. What was the family in Edmonton fighting for? So here we go. What's the family fighting for?
For example, one Edmonton family took the hospital to court to fight the decision to take the father off life support. The family cited...
So what's the family fighting for? C. Do you guys agree? I don't want her to be the only student. Only student answering. Okay, listen again and basically see if you agree with her.
To fight the decision to take the father off life support. The family...
So they're fighting. So what the family's fighting for? The decision to take the father off a life support. What does that mean? Is it, for example, is it the father that are going to die if they proceed with that? So what does life support mean? For example, I am in a hospital and they have equipment you need because of life support equipment. What does that mean? Because if they turn off the equipment, I will die. Right? So this is a life support, right? So what's the intention of the family? I'm asking you this Because, for example, look at the answer. Let's look at the answer. Proper scientific medical practice, no. Their father to be taking of life support. Father to be taking of life support. It means turn off the life support, and the father will die. This is letter B. Letter C there. Letter C. Their father to be kept on life support. So it means they're going to keep them on so the father will live. So the clip says, their family fighting, right? What are they fighting?
Hospital to court to fight the decision to take the father off life support. The
decision is to fight to take the father off life support, right? But the answer is to kept on life support. A lot of our students, they misunderstand one and they don't think this is the answer, but they're correct. So I remember last semester, most of the students got this wrong. Because, for example, here they say,
they took the hospital to court to fight the decision to take the father.
Here's fight the decision, and here is it to keep, not fight. So the answer is to keep the father on life support. So fight the decision to turn it off is to keep the decision to keep it on, right? So that's good. So letter C is the answer. All right, number 7. What ideas are clashing between the ICU doctors and their patients? This is in the end. That's in the end. What ideas are clashing, right, between the doctors and patients?
To produce positive results. Spiritual and religious beliefs, often tied to culture, are often at odds with scientific medical practice. Produce positive results. Spiritual and religious beliefs, often tied to culture, are often at odds with scientific medical practice.
So what are the ideas that are clashing? A, very good. So spiritual beliefs, right? So not A, sorry. So listen again, it's not A.
Results. Spiritual and religious beliefs, often tied to culture, are often at odds with scientific medical practice.
I actually said it. B, right? Religious beliefs and the scientific understanding. So religious belief, religious or spiritual.
The treatment is unlikely to produce positive results. Spiritual and religious beliefs often.
Spiritual and religious beliefs. So letter B, religious beliefs and scientific understanding. Okay, letter B, not A. Okay, now we're going to do conversation number 1. So I might ask you these silence, okay? Alright, so she's not going to answer for this next one, okay? And okay, let's listen. So number 1.
Conversation 1. Business attire. Questions 8 to 11 are based on the conversation you have just heard. Tom, I've only been in Canada for 1 month and I will start a new job next week.
Congratulations! Most people wait 8 months to a year, depending on the type of job.
I've been really lucky. I was referred by my boss in Germany. They are former friends.
What company do you work for?
Lufthansa. They fly internationally.
Do you speak German?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I speak 5 languages: English, German, Italian, French and Spanish.
I'm impressed.
I'll be working at their reservation office downstairs.
You don't have to travel far. There are only 5 blocks away.
I'm not sure of the dress code. What should I wear? Are jeans acceptable?
Not in a business office. Did they tell you how you should dress?
In the letter I received, they mentioned business casual. What does that mean?
It means that you do not need to wear a suit, but it's not casual attire either.
Well, what does that mean?
It means that you do not wear jeans and t-shirts. Women typically wear a collared shirt or sweater and dress pants and dress shoes or boots.
Can I wear a casual dress?
Of course, but not too dressy.
12. Conversation.
Okay, remember, you cannot answer, right? So number 8. So how long has the woman been in Canada? Okay.
1. Business attire. Questions 8 to 11 are based on the conversation you have just heard. Tom, I've only been in Canada for 1 month, and I've only been in Canada for 1 month, and I've only been in Canada for 1 month, and...
So how long she's been in Canada? Huh? How long? Here, decide here, how long she's been in Canada? Okay, I'll put it in. Pay attention, okay? Pay attention.
I've only been in Canada for 1 month, and I've only been in Canada for 1 month, I've only been in Canada for 1 month, and...
So how long she's been in Canada? How long? How long? Don't count the letter, count how long. How long has she been in Canada? 1 month, yes, 1 month, very easy, right? So I played it many times. So I tried to make it very easy, right? So 1 month.
And I will start Canada for 1 month, and I've only been in Canada for 1 month.
I've been in Canada for only 1 month, right? So letter D, just 1 month. Okay, number 9. Why does the woman feel lucky? Why does she feel lucky? Okay, let's hear why does she feel lucky.
Good job.
I've been really lucky. I was referred by my boss in Germany. I was referred by my boss in Germany. I've been really lucky. I was referred by my boss in Germany. I've been really lucky. I was referred by my boss in Germany.
So why does she feeling lucky? Huh? Because she was referred by her boss. What does it mean is, for example, she didn't have a job, she came to Canada, and her boss, she referred her, so she got a job. Because most people take how long to get a job? For example, when you come to Canada, normally people take how many days?
They are former friends.
What company do you work for?
Lufthansa. They fly international.
Most people wait 8 months to a year, depending on the type of job.
So most people wait 8 months to get a job, but she got a job in 1 month. Why is that? Because her boss referred her. Oh, we can hire her. She's a good employee. So it didn't took her 8 months, right? That's why she was lucky. So the answer is letter C, because she was referred by her boss, and because of that, she got a job in 1 month, not 8 months. Okay, number 10. What kind of company is Lufthansa? What kind of company?
I've been really lucky. I was referred by my boss in Germany. They are former friends.
What company do you work for?
Lufthansa. They fly internationally. They fly internationally. They fly internationally.
So what kind of company is Lufthansa? Huh? Yes, because they fly internationally. What kind of company flies, right? Airlines, right? So letter helicopter also flies, right? But it's not a helicopter. German Airlines, B is the answer. German reservation agency, no. German travel agency, no. They are related to get a ticket to fly, but the answer is letter B, German Airlines. Number 11, what does business casual mean? Okay, let's see.
Tell you how you should dress.
In the letter I received, they mentioned business casual. What does that mean?
It means that you do not need to wear a suit, but it's not casual attire either.
Well, what does that mean?
It means that you do not wear jeans and t-shirts. Women typically wear a collared shirt or sweater and dress pants and dress shoes or boots.
Can I wear a casual dress?
Of course, but not too dressy.
customary in America? Conversation.
Not in a business office.
Okay, what does it mean? Casual, business casual. You can answer if you want. What does it mean? A? Say it again. A. Do you guys agree? So let's go over the answer. Okay, for example, okay, let's hear it.
Did they tell you how you should dress?
In the letter I received, they mentioned business casual. What does that mean?
It means that you do not need to wear a suit.
So you don't wear a suit. For example, letter D. C, sorry. You wear a suit to work. C. So it's not C. Because he said don't wear a suit. And C says wear a suit. So it's not C.
But it's not casual attire either.
Well, what does that mean?
It means that you do not wear jeans and t-shirts.
Do not wear jeans and t-shirts. So letter B. You wear jeans and t-shirts? No. So it's not C, not B, right? Okay.
Women typically wear a collared shirt or sweater and dress pants and dress shoes or boots.
Can I wear a casual dress?
Of course, but not too dressy.
Not
12.
Not too
Which
dressy.
of the
Not too dressy. So for example, letter D. You wear a dressy? No. So by elimination, you know that letter A, right? But how you wear a blouse with a dress, pants to work, and he said those things in here. But you can eliminate things that you don't wear, right? So letter A is the answer. Very good. Very good. All right. So conversation number 2. If you guys have any questions, you can, teacher, can you explain this again? I will. Okay. So okay, number 2.
Conversation 2. An American dining in France. Questions 12 to 15 are based on the following conversation you have just heard. Frank, how was your trip to France?
It was most excellent, thank you for asking. One thing I realised though, is that the French don't share all the same customs as we do in America.
I want to hear all about it. Tell me all the interesting things that happened to you.
Okay, well, you know how we always get our coffee to go?
Of course, I look forward to grabbing my cup on the way to work.
They don't do that in France. It's unheard of. In fact, it is customary for people to sit while having coffee to enjoy it with friends or family.
I suppose that's more eco-friendly. It also allows for more of a relaxing break. Maybe the French are onto something. What else?
Okay, so this won't surprise you. The French don't supersize their meals. Meals are of good quality, but of less quantity.
Again, much better than gorging ourselves too much. One more point for the French.
And in restaurants, the French don't like it if you substitute on your order. You are supposed to trust the chef and accept the meal the way it comes.
I don't like this. I think the customer is always right. They should make your food the way you like it. You're paying for it after all.
That's what I thought. Anyway, another thing at restaurants in France is that they don't like doggy bags. Taking your food with you is frowned upon.
A law was just passed in France, though, that made it illegal to refuse a guest to take home leftover bag. I think it was to cut down on food waste. That's a good thing.
You're right, but they still frown on the practice, I found.
Were you able to get your favourite soda while eating out?
Yes, for sure. But France has actually banned the sale of unlimited refill sodas. I expected them to refill my cup like they do back home, but they never did.
Yes, I read about this too. I think it was done to ward off obesity.
One more for the French, I guess.
16. According to the conversation.
Okay. Question 12. Which of the following is not customary in America? So the question is really, what they don't do in America? Huh? B. You guys agree? Okay, let's listen to this question, okay?
Cut down on food waste. That's a good thing.
You're right, but they still frown on the practice, I found.
Were you able to get your favourite soda while eating out?
Yes, for sure. But France has actually banned the sale of unlimited refill sodas. I expected them to refill my cup like they do back home, but they didn't.
For example, if you was an American visiting France, I expected them to refill my soda as they do back home. Back home where? In America. So, but they don't do it, right? So I expected, but they didn't do it. So this is not customary, right? So, but they didn't do it. So the answers here, for example, deny refill soda. So he was expecting them to do this in France because they did in America. It was not. For example, I lived in the United States 4 years. So you go to McDonald's, you go to any restaurant, you can go there and refill soda. It's crazy, right? You can drink as much soda as you want to. So the guy when he traveled to France, he expected them to do the same as they did back in America. So in America, they do refill the soda, right? So the question here is, what they don't do it, right? So which of the following is not customary? They don't deny it. This is why they don't do it. So they do refill, and what is not customary is to deny refill. So that's letter B. Right? Because it says right here.
But they still frown on the practice, I found.
Were you able to get your favourite soda while eating out?
Yes, for sure. But France has actually banned the sale of unlimited refill sodas. I expected them to refill my cup like they do back home, but they never.
Back home they do. So it's not customary to deny. Alright, so letter B is the answer. Number 13. What have the French done to reduce the obesity rate? So French has done something, right? To reduce the obesity rate. It's the end here.
Never did.
Yes, I read about this too. I think it was done to ward off obesity.
So this is the war against obesity. So what do they have done? So what happens if you drink too much soda? Coca-Cola? What happens if you drink too much? You get obese, right? Because there's too much sugar. So the French, what they do? They don't do the refill, right? They deny refill, right? So he said, oh, I was expecting them to refill, but they didn't. So they banned refill. And she said, I think it's because war on obesity.
Yes, I read about this too. I think it was done to ward off obesity. Were you able to get your favourite soda while eating out?
Yes, for sure. But France has actually banned the sale of unlimited refill sodas.
So they banned the sale. You cannot drink unlimited. Right? And she did not because it's a war on obesity. So the answer is what the French has done. They ask you to trust the chef? No. They do not give takeout coffee? No. They make it illegal to take home doggy bags? No. They ban the sale of unlimited sodas. Yes, you cannot drink as much sugar as you want, so you won't get fat. Right? So letter D is the answer. Okay, 14. What aspect of French culture does the woman not support? There is something that she doesn't support, that she doesn't agree. Huh? A, anyone else? So this one is about here.
Supposed to trust the chef and accept the meal the way it comes.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
It's if you substitute on your order. You are supposed to trust the chef and
So the man said you're supposed to trust the chef. And her answer is?
accept the meal the way it comes.
I don't like this.
So she does not agree. I don't like this. So what does she does not agree to is you should not trust the chef, right? Because the man said, oh, you should trust the chef. You accept the meal the way it comes. I don't like this. So the answer is A. They don't like to you to ask for substitutions on your menu. You should trust. The chef knows better. So you should not ask for substituting, right? So letter A. Okay, number 15. Why does the woman think the customer is always right?
I think the customer is always right. They should make your food the way you like it. You're paying for it after all. Your food the way you like it. You're paying for it after all. Way you like it. You're paying for it after all.
So why does she think the customer is always right? Because the customer is?
When you like it. You're paying for it after all.
Yes, because the customer is the one paying, right? That's why she's not. The customer is right because the customer is the one paying, right? Right, so letter D, because the customer is the one paying. Okay, do you guys have any questions? Okay, let's move on to the section C. Number 1, section
Passage 1. Cultural differences in the workplace.
Questions 16 to 18 are based on the passage you have just heard.
Having a diverse work environment has many benefits. However, diversity in the workplace can also be challenging for managers as they look for ways to help employees from different backgrounds find common ground. Cultural differences can impact work environments in various ways. One instance of how this happens may be seen in how employees give and receive feedback. For example, in Japan, it is uncommon for managers to give employees positive feedback. In the US, on the other hand, giving positive feedback is encouraged in the workplace. People from different backgrounds also communicate differently. For instance, people from European backgrounds often expect a lot of eye contact and directly say what they mean in conversations. People from some Native American cultures, on the other hand, can see direct eye contact as disrespectful and use indirect communication to be polite, making suggestions instead of demands. 19. In which country is Passage 1?
Alright, question number 16. According to the passage, what is uncommon in Japanese workplace? Means uncommon, means not common, right? So what's not common in Japanese workplace?
Diversity in the workplace can also be challenging for managers as they look for ways to help employees from different backgrounds find common ground. Cultural differences can impact work environments in various ways. One instance of how this happens may be seen in how employees give and receive feedback. For example,
So that's your answer right here.
in Japan, it is uncommon for managers to give employees positive feedback. It is uncommon for managers to give employees positive feedback.
So what's the answer? A, right? So to give a positive feedback. Okay, so letter A. So let's finish this one and then I'll give you 5 minutes for break. No problem, okay? Number 17. According to the passage, what do people from the European background often expect in the conversation? People from the European background often expect in conversation. Huh? D? Huh? It's not D. B, yes, a lot of eye contact. Okay, 17B. Okay, 18. According to the passage, what can be seen as disrespectful to people from some Native American culture? C, eye contact, direct eye contact. Okay, so let's have our break. 5 minutes, I'll put it here. All right, 5 minutes. All right, so let's go now and do
Passage 2. Small talk.
Questions 19 to 21 are based on the passage you have just heard.
If you are from the United States or Canada, small talk is a way of life. People may greet a friend or neighbour by asking, "What's new?" or "How's it going?" Even with complete strangers, North Americans tend to chit-chat. They might strike up a conversation about the weather, a sports team, or a situation they have in common. This is true in many countries around the world, including Brazil, China, India, and most Arab countries. This is not true everywhere in the world, however. If you are travelling to Scandinavia, for example, small talk is not customary. People from Norway, Sweden, and Finland tend to converse for a purpose, not just to fill the silence. Similarly, in Russia, small talk is seen as superficial. They would rather talk more in depth about a topic than chit-chat about the weather. The people of Germany as well prefer to get down to business. For those countries that engage in small talk, big differences in what that sounds like exist. For example, in India, you may be confronted with more personal questions than you are accustomed to during small talk. This is a way for the people to establish trust. Americans, Canadians, and West Africans will ask about your family and health, but never expect all the details. Brazilians will chat about almost anything, but if you want to talk about soccer, you better know your stuff. 22. Passage 2.
For example, they're asking this question for the 19, they're asking which country is okay with a small talk. Question 20, which country is not okay with a small talk? Okay, for example, 19, which country is okay with small talk? So they got this in the beginning of the quiz here.
Africans tend to chit-chat. They might strike up a conversation about the weather, a sports team, or a situation they have in common. This is true in many countries around the world.
Okay, now she's not telling the words, the countries that chit-chat is okay.
Including Brazil, China, India, and most Arab countries.
Okay, so which one is the country that is okay? So China, Germany, Sweden, or Finland? So question 19, which country is small talk is a way of life? It means it's okay to have a small talk. And now she's telling us which country is okay are those countries here.
Many countries around the world, including Brazil, China, India, and most Arab countries.
Okay, so the only one that she said that is here is China, right? So that's the answer. So now it's going to be the opposite. So which one is not okay? Okay, so not okay. So question 20, which country is small talk is not appreciated? So she's talking about other countries.
Silence. Similarly, in Russia, small talk is seen as superficial. They would rather talk more in depth about a topic than chit-chat about the weather. The people...
So the answer is Russia's small talk seems superficial. It's not appreciated. It's not okay. So it seems superficial. So letter C is answer. So 20 letter C. Okay, now 21. In which country will more personal questions be asked during small talk? So this is here.
More personal questions than you are accustomed to during small talk. This is a way for the people to establish trust. Americans, Canadians, and West Africans will, for example, in India, you may be confronted with more personal questions than you are accustomed to during example. In India, you may be confronted with more personal questions than you are...
So the answer is India. You'll be confronted with more personal questions. So 21. Which country will have more personal questions? Be asked during small talk. India. So letter D. All right. The next one, the last passage. Passage number 3.
Passage 3. Non-verbal communication across cultures.
Questions 22 to 25 are based on the passage you have just heard.
Sometimes we say or do things that are completely acceptable in our own cultures, but would be misunderstood by another culture. What we might not realize, however, is how different non-verbal communication can be between cultures. Non-verbal communication includes such things as body posture, facial expressions, gesture, physical space, touch, and eye contact. It also includes something called paralanguage. Paralanguage involves volume, pitch, range, and articulation. In other words, the way you say something can be just as important to interpretation as what you say. One form of non-verbal communication that can be misinterpreted is the wink. In Latin America, for example, the wink is considered a romantic invitation. In China, it is simply considered rude. The way you hold your body or posture also holds different meanings in different cultures. In America, standing with your hands on your hips is a power stance. In Argentina, it might suggest anger. Communicating through touch, such as patting a child on the head, is acceptable in North America, but highly inappropriate in Asia. Silence is also a form of communication. In Egypt, silence is seen as the acceptance of something. It is quite the opposite in Greece, however, where silence is a way to refuse something. Some cultures are more comfortable with long silences, while others seek to fill the silence with chatter.
Okay, number 22. What does paralanguage refer to? B. Okay.
Passes, but would be misunderstood in cultures. Non-verbal communication, physical space, touch, and eye contact. In all pitch, range, and articulation. In other words, the way you say something can be. In other words, the way you say something can be articulation. In other words, the way you say something can be just as important to interpretation as what you say. Pitch, range, and articulation. In other words, the way you say something can be.
So, paralanguage is, in other words, C, not B, okay? So the way you say something, right? So for example, you take pitch, volume, right? So this is the way you say something. Letter C is the answer. Number 23. What is common interpretation of a wink in Latin American culture? Huh? A. This is a romantic invitation. 24. Which of the following is not considered a form of non-verbal communication? Which one is not considered a form of non-verbal communication? Huh? D? D, yes. Sleeping is not a communication. So the other ones are somebody said or glad, anticipation. Physical space, yes. If you're close to somebody, he's your friend. Eye contact is also, you can say many things about eye contact. But you don't say anything about when you're sleeping, right? So this is not a form of communication. And the last question, which of the following is not true about silence? Which one is not true about silence? D, right? D, yes. Silence means the same in Egypt and Greece. No, they mean different things. Egypt and Greece. Alright, so we finished task number 5. So now let's go back to our next exercise. You remember a few questions ago, I did silent shopping. So today we have a new story. So this is going to be the same drill, okay? So I want you to listen the story and then I'll be asking if you remember anything from the story. I'll not be asking her, right? Because she's participating in class most of the time. But you guys are very silent. So pay attention, right? I'll be asking you what you remember from this story, okay? So let's go.
A 79-year-old man was slightly injured on Saturday while waiting in his brand new convertible in a drive-thru lane at Burger Prince restaurant. Herman Sherman of Northville suffered a mild burn about 9 p.m. when a young female employee accidentally spilled a cup of coffee into his lap. Sherman said the coffee was hot but not scalding. He refused medical aid, saying the only problem was the stain on his slacks, but it would wash out. He was given a fresh refill. Before Sherman drove off, the restaurant manager, John Johnson, gave him 2 free gift certificates, one for an extra large coffee and one for the restaurant's newest sandwich, the McWrap. The employee, who was a new hire, was let go later that evening. She was quite upset. She said she would probably sue Burger Prince for letting her go. She said it was the man's fault for ordering something that she might be able to spill.
Anyone remembers anything? Do you remember at least one word? Anyone? Huh? 9 p.m., okay, so remember the time, okay? Huh? Yeah, there is coffee in the liquid, yes. Okay, anyone else? Do you remember any person? She remembers. It's a 9 p.m., there's coffee, right? Do you remember any word? Anyone? Do you remember any word? No? Why didn't one word? Anyone? Okay, I'll play again, okay? I'll play again. Try to get at least one word, okay? Try to get at least one word. Play again.
A 79-year-old man was slightly injured on Saturday while waiting in his brand new convertible in a drive-thru lane at Burger Prince restaurant. Herman Sherman of Northville suffered a mild burn about 9 p.m. when a young female employee accidentally spilled a cup of coffee into his lap. Sherman said the coffee was hot but not scalding. He refused medical aid, saying the only problem was the stain on his slacks, but it would wash out. He was given a fresh refill. Before Sherman drove off, the restaurant manager, John Johnson, gave him 2 free gift certificates, one for an extra large coffee and one for the restaurant's newest sandwich, the McWrap. The employee, who was a new hire, was let go later that evening. She was quite upset. She said she would probably sue Burger Prince for letting her go. She said it was the man's fault for ordering something that she might be able to spill. 6.
Okay, now, anyone here remembers at least one word? One word? Do you remember any word? No? Okay, so I will do now the third time I actually let you read, right? And read.
A 79-year-old man was slightly injured on Saturday while waiting in his brand new convertible in a drive-thru lane at Burger Prince restaurant. Herman Sherman of Northville suffered a mild burn about 9 p.m. when a young female employee accidentally spilled a cup of coffee into his lap. Sherman said the coffee was hot but not scalding. He refused medical aid, saying the only problem was the stain on his slacks, but it would wash out. He was given a fresh refill. Before Sherman drove off, the restaurant manager, John Johnson, gave him 2 free gift certificates, one for an extra large coffee and one for the restaurant's newest sandwich, the McWrap. The employee, who was a new hire, was let go later that evening. She was quite upset. She said she would probably sue Burger Prince for letting her go. She said it was the man's fault for ordering something that she might be able to spill. Consecutive days of spring rain.
All right. Can you remember something now? Can you remember something? Huh? No? Did you? You listen and read. Don't remember even one word? What is in this story? Is there a man in this story? Yes? Is there a man? This story? Huh? 79? Yes, there's a man, 79 years old. Very good. Do you remember something? Anything? Do you remember something? Anything? Do you remember anything? Here, this guy here. You guys remember anything from the story? Anything? Huh? So I like this kind of a story because, for example, I want you to have your participation. You can tell me if you roll the problem, okay? So let's go, for example, for a few questions, right? So few easy questions. Okay, here we go. Some questionnaires. We have been through this before, right? All right. So. Was the man seriously injured? Okay, let's have you here. So in this story, was the man seriously injured? Yes or no? What do you think? Yes or no? Yes, the man was injured. Yes. So the employee spilled coffee and he had hot coffee, and he was injured in the leg. So yes. So the man. Oh. So not serious, right? So he was injured, but not seriously, right? Serious will be something really bad. It's not that bad. He was born lightly, right? Not serious, okay? So not serious. No, he wasn't. Okay, next question. Here. So, did the man order coffee? On this part, did he order coffee? You can help. Did he order coffee? Okay. Did he order coffee? Huh? Huh? Yes, he did order coffee. So yes, he did order coffee. Okay? Yes, he did order coffee. Okay. Did the female employee spill the coffee accidentally? Okay. Did the female employee spill coffee accidentally? So what do you think? Yes? Yes, she did. So yes, she did spill coffee. Okay. So yes, she did. Okay. Was the coffee hot? Was the coffee hot? Huh? Yes, the coffee was hot. So she burned him. So hot coffee burns through hot coffee in him, and she burned him. Yes, it was hot. Did the man accept medical aid? Okay, let's see here. accept medical. Huh? Okay, the answer is no. He did not accept medical aid. So it wasn't hard, but not serious. Not serious. Not that not was it not serious, right? So he did not accept. So no, he didn't. Okay. Was the coffee stain on his legs? Okay. Was the coffee stain in his legs? Yes. So it is stained in his legs, in his pants, right? Yes. So the coffee. Yes, it was a stain on his legs. Okay. Did he get a free refill? So the manager comes, oh, okay, sorry. So did he get a free refill? Yeah. Did he get a free refill? Yes, he did get a free refill, yes. Okay, yes, did he get a free refill? Okay, next. Did he get a free gift certificate? Okay, let's see here. Did he get a free gift certificate? Yes? Huh? Yes or no?
Yes.
So no, he didn't. So he get a free gift certificate, but not free. Okay? Okay, was the employee fired? For example, she spilled coffee on him. Was she fired? Yes or no? Huh? Yes. She was fired. Later in the evening, she was let go. She was fired. So yes, she was fired. So in the quiz they said, oh, later in the evening she was let go. So she was fired. Okay. Did she sue the restaurant that night? Did she sue the restaurant that night, the same day? Huh? She said that she would sue the restaurant, but not in the same day. So the answer is no, she didn't. Okay, we finished the question here. Okay, so you got many questions wrong. So let's go and read one more time because it's now that it answered a lot of questions. Let's go back and read again. So one more time.
Had created a raging river running by Nancy Brown's farm. A 79-year-old man was slightly injured on Saturday while waiting in his brand new convertible in a drive-thru lane at Burger Prince restaurant. Herman Sherman of Northville suffered a mild burn about 9 p.m. when a young female employee accidentally spilled a cup of coffee into his lap. Sherman said the coffee was hot but not scalding. He refused medical aid, saying the only problem was the stain on his slacks, but it would wash out. He was given a fresh refill. Before Sherman drove off, the restaurant manager, John Johnson, gave him 2 free gift certificates, one for an extra large coffee and one for the restaurant's newest sandwich, the McWrap. The employee, who was a new hire, was let go later that evening. She was quite upset. She said she would probably sue Burger Prince for letting her go. She said it was the man's fault for ordering something that she might be able to spill.
Okay, let's go back and review. For example, mild burn is not serious. Mild means not serious. So he was burned a little bit because of the hot coffee, but not serious. Okay? Accidentally spilled a cup of coffee. So this was an accident. And but the coffee was not too hot, so was not scalding. That's why the injury was not so serious. It was a mild injury. Here, for example, the question, remember, he refused medical aid, so he not accept medical aid. There is a question about the stain in his slacks, right? But no, there was not a big problem because they wash out. Okay, so remember the question about 3 gift certificates? No, 2 free gift certificates, not 3, right? She was let go. later that evening. It means what? They let her go. It means what? You're fired. They let her go. So she was fired. She was let her go that evening. Right? And then she said she would probably sue Burger King. But suing somebody is going to take time. She's not going to do it the same day. That's why the question, did she sue the Burger King the same day? No, not the same day. Right? So the story said that she probably will, but not the same day. Okay? So there's a lot of answers here. Alright? So now let's go and talk about some vocabulary, right? Accidental. What means accidental? She spilled coffee accidentally, right? So it's not on purpose. So it was, I didn't want to do this, but it happens. So this is an accident, right? By chance or mistake, right? So spilling coffee or accident, right? Next, brand. Remember, this is what's a brand? So this is happening here. Burger Prince, right? So brand, McDonald's is a brand, Burger King is a brand, Coca-Cola is a brand, right? So this is the name of the product, right? So branding. So let's go back here, brand, right? Facebook, Coca-Cola, Google, Disney, Nestle. So this is the brand. So when you see that, for example, the picture of Disney, oh, you remember happiness, you remember the park or the theme park, right? So, brand is a type of a product made by a particular company. For example, iPhone. Oh, people, oh, iPhone is good because it's made by a good, serious company. All right, this is a brand. Burn. So she spilled coffee on him, it burns him, right? So burns him. So burn means hurt, damage, destroy by fire or extreme heat to cause this to happen. Next, certificate. She got a free gift certificate. What is a certificate? It's an official document that states the information is true. For example, oh, I get a gift certificate. It means, oh, the statement here, you have a right to have one burger, one refill, right? So this is a gift certificate. Alright, next, convertible. He was driving a convertible. What means convertible, right? So this is convertible, right? So now there's no protection here, no protection anymore. For example, this sofa converts to a bed. So convertible, transform. So what means convertible? Able to be arranged in a different way. So one way here, another way here, right? Sofa and also a bed. So she was the employee of the month, right? So employee, what's the employee? Someone who's paid to work for someone else. So she was the one working there. She was the female employee. She spilled the coffee with the man, right? So fresh. There's a fresh word in the quick, right? So what does it mean, fresh? To be new or different. So you want a fresh fruit or an old one, right? So fresh is new. Fault. Fault means a mistake, especially something for which you are to blame. For example, she spilled the coffee, it was her fault, not his fault. So she was the one to blame. She was the guilty one, right? So she was his fault. She's the guilty person. She was a female employee, right? So there's two genders in the world, right? So man and woman, female and male, right? She was a female employee. Injured, we talk about injury in this clip, right? Injured means to be hurt, right? So to be hurt, she was hurt by the burn, the coffee was hot. So to hurt or cause physical harm to a person or animal. In the story, we hear about the manager, John Johnson. Remember him? So he was the manager. The manager is the head of organization, right? So she is probably an employee, volunteer, right? But he's the manager. She comes, oh, sorry for she's spilling the coffee. So here's a gift certificate. So please forgive us, right? So the manager, the head of the person of the organization. So the person who is responsible for managing an organization. In the story, he refused medical aid. So medical, what's the medical? Related to treatment of illness, injuries, right? So no, it's not serious, right? He refused medical aid. Probably. So what means probably, right? It means that something is very likely. For example, she said, probably I will sue you. So that's very likely to happen, not 100%, right? So probably means that something is very likely to happen, not sure that will happen. So she said, once she was let go, once she was fired, she said to the man, probably I will sue Burger King. So it's very likely to happen, not 100%. Okay. The man refused medical, right? What means refused? To say that he will not do or accept something. He said, I don't need a medical aid, right? So he refused medical aid. Restaurant. So the burger there was a restaurant. And so what is a restaurant? A place where meals are prepared and served to customers. It's a restaurant. Sandwich, right? So he ordered a sandwich, not coffee, right? But the gift certificate was about a sandwich, right? The mac wrap. So what is a sandwich? Right? Piece of bread with something inside, like a vegetable, cheese, whatever, right? So 2 pieces of bread with cheese, salad, or meat, usually toast between them. This is a sandwich. Okay, scalding. So the coffee was scalding. What does that mean? It means the high temperature, right? So if you put the finger in something scalding, it's going to burn your finger, right? So because it's high temperature. So scalding is a liquid in scalding. It means extremely hot. Remember, the coffee makes stains in his legs. What is it? His legs. His legs and hands. So she spilled coffee. Oh, no, there's no stain. Right? So stain is like, so slack means pair of pants. So he is likely injured. What does it mean is likely? So it means a little. It's likely means a little, okay? Just a little. Spill. What is this spill? Here's a picture. Spilling, right? So I spill water on you, like spill, right? That's spill. So spill means to cause fluid, move, fall, spread over the edge of the side of the liquid, right? Spill, right? Spill. Stain. This is a stain. In the case that the coffee makes stain on his legs, right? So he's staining, right? Stain in the carpet. Suffer. Suffer means experience physical or mental pain. So these are the vocabulary words from this story, right? So if you understand those words, it means you will understand this story better, right? So we listened to this story 4 times. So now let's go and try to answer the questionnaire number 2. All right. So where was the man injured? Where was the man injured? Huh? Do you remember the story? Where was he injured? Do you remember? Huh? Yes, but where? In his legs, right? So he was injured. He was injured in his legs. This is the place of his body, but also he was injured while he was in the fast food restaurant burger. So you can say, where in the body or where he was. He was in the restaurant, right? So you could answer like this, okay? He was injured in a fast food restaurant. Okay, next question. How old was the man? You said that. How old? 79. So the man was 79. How serious was his injury? How serious? Huh? How serious? Is it bad? Was it really bad? Huh? Was it bad? His injury? He said, I don't need medical aid. So that's okay. I don't need medical aid, so it was not serious, right? So the answer is, his injury was slight, not serious. If you don't need medical aid, right? Okay, next. What day was he injured? Do you remember the day? Do you remember the day? What day? Saturday, right? He was injured on Saturday. The story started on Saturday night, right? Saturday. Okay, what was he doing when he was injured? What was he doing? What was he doing? Anyone? Huh? He was accepting a cup of coffee from the employee. Right? So can I have a cup of coffee? And she comes to serve the coffee, spill coffee on him. Right? Okay, so what happened? I just told you what happened. She was putting coffee for him, putting coffee. What happened? She spilled the coffee. Yes, she spilled the coffee. So what happened? The employee accidentally spilled the coffee into the man's lap. Right? So she burned him with the coffee. Okay. Was the employee male or female? Huh? Female. Yes, female employee. The employee was female. So what did Sherman refuse? What did he refuse? He refused medical aid. Was his life not serious or really he refused medical aid? Right? So he refused medical aid. Okay, what did Sherman say was the only problem? What did she say? What did he say was the problem? The stain, right? Remember, that was the problem. The only problem is there is a stain, right? So the problem, he said the problem was the coffee stain on his legs. Last question. When was the employee let go? When she was fired. When was she let go? You remember? This happened Saturday morning. She was let go later that evening. So that happened in the morning, and later in the evening, she was let go. So she was fired the same day. She was let go later that evening. Alright. This is questionnaire number 2. Now questionnaire number 3. Okay? So let's see how much time I have. We have 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Alright. So before we do this, there's no homework today, right? So please do your assignments, right? The book test and the blog post. Okay? Don't leave this for the last moment, right? Alright. So should a 79-year-old man be driving a brand new convertible? What do you think? Should a man who's 79 years old be driving a convertible? Huh? What do you think? Huh? So this is not in the story, this is your opinion, right? So in the story, the man was driving a convertible, and he was 79. So should a man that old be driving? Huh? Why not? He's too old. Vision problem. Okay, that's a good answer, right? So he's too old. Maybe he has a vision problem, right? He's too old. Okay, but maybe someone else. Oh, that's okay. If he's healthy, he can drive. So we have all different opinions. So I put my opinion here. My opinion is up for it. Okay, many men that age are home watching TV on Saturday night. Okay, right? So if he's healthy, he can drive or not. Whatever. All right. Number 2. What did Sherman order? Huh? Coffee. Yes, he ordered coffee. So a cup of coffee. All these story tells us. Maybe he ordered something more, but this story tells us it's coffee. Number 3. Do you ever see older people that drive through on Saturday night? Do you think it's a common event in the US? So you don't have to drive through here, right? In China, we don't have to drive through, right? China is not very common, right? Do you know what drive through? Yes. Drive through means that you go to a restaurant, you don't have to get out of the car. So we order like a window, open the window of the car. I want to have a burger. Then you go to the next window, pick up the bag of the burger. You don't have to go inside of the restaurant. This is a drive-through. Alright? So, do you think it's for example, I was in the United States 4 years. This is very common. Everyone goes to the drive-through. No, it doesn't matter the age, old and young people. They don't want to go inside. For example, here, a lot of you go to the canteen, get a bag of food, and go to the restaurant. You don't eat in the canteen, right? A lot of you don't eat in the canteen. So a lot of people, they don't eat in the restaurant. They go there, grab the food, and go back home. So what they go to the drive-through, they don't even get inside of the restaurant. So they don't get out of their car. This is a drive-through. So the answer I put in here is yes, it's quite common to see older people at drive-throughs on Saturday night or any other night. People are living longer, and 9 p.m. is not that late. Okay, number 4. Why would Sherman go out for just a cup of coffee? Why he would go out for just a cup of coffee? Why? Do you have any thoughts on this one? Why would a person go out for just a cup of coffee? Why? Any thoughts? Come on. Is there any thoughts on this one? Why? Why? Okay, it's already 3:35, so the class is finished. So let me say something. I was a little bit disappointed today because, for example, this is supposed to be a fun class. Let's hear a story, let's talk about it, right? So I asked the class to give me your opinions. You're supposed to participate more, but all you are just looking at the phone and trying to pay attention, right? So I want to make this fun. Let's have a talk. Most of you don't know how to talk in English. I know, for example, I'm going to come here, I'm going to the canteen, eat something. I'll probably see my students. They don't know how to talk, right? So my purpose is to help you to be let's have some talk to improve your fluency. Don't be afraid to talk to me, right? It's not a final exam. I'm not grading you. If you say something wrong, that's okay. It's your opinion. I will just want to help you. Okay? So I hope